Hey, everybody, welcome to the Sky Lounge podcast, episode number 205. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Follow me at the Sky Lounge on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Music, and also check out the Sky Lounge on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Without any further ado, let's get shit started with episode number 205. The Weird World of Woeful Wonders, Vices, and Addictions. Vices! Yeah, we all got something that titillates our shit, but admitting that we're addicted to some shit that is bad for us? Wait! No. I mean, generally, most people are a long ways away from that process, either, embarrassed or just in full denial mode. And, hey, live your life how you want to, kiddo. But not here. We just kick ourselves in the dick and kind of live this inefficient life. But we figured things out along the way. And it's crazy because it's the pleasure in the bad or the things that is bad for us that throws people like you and me into adopting these vices and making it our own. And inevitably, we become addicted to these vices. And sometimes we even become a slave to it. And it's curious, right? The pleasure at the cost of one's own well-being. It's a frightening concept. But this made me curious about myself and the things I'm addicted to. And so your dude has been researching. Yes, he has. Because my brain asks questions. Then I go ahead and search that shit on the World Wide Web. The tool of infinite knowledge that we have, and and the access, of infinite fucking knowledge at the palm of our hands, and it's called a smartphone. I mean, no. All right, you're just gonna play Candy Crush on that shit? Okay, all right. You do that, motherfucker. Have fun with that shit. But listen, when you have these tools and you got questions, you can seek answers, right? And that's what I try to do. And there are some sources for this shit on this episode that I have to include. And yes, motherfucker, I was raised on bibliography. And this is the least I can do to not blatantly plagiarize shit, right? So, some places that I got some of the information and some of the wording from Harvard Health Blog, mentalhealth.net, psychiatry.org, and the United States National Library of Medicine, National Institute of Health, and the National Institute of Drug Abuse. So, yeah, lots of reading for this episode, despite the fact that we're not going to really go hard in on the data. But I had to read a little bit of abstracts and certain papers and ideas on addiction to just kind of get a better conceptual grasp of what shit does to most people, right? As based on science and how journalists and people in the medical field kind of, categorize that shit. And the one thing, though, I didn't realize is that the scientific community doesn't consider the term addictive personality a thing. I didn't know that shit, so that kind of blew my fucking mind. But it really has more to do with underlying personality traits that can lead to an individual getting addicted to something. And I'm pulling some examples here from mentalhealth.net. Nonconformity, impulsivity, sensation or thrill seeking, emotional dysregulation, negative effects such as depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, and an external locus of control. So research really led me to thinking about my own vices and how my addictions kind of manifested, and oh, fuck me. that kind of questioning, like lines of questioning and thought, get you into a really dark and really like fucked up and janky place, which again, not a lot of you will do. And I don't fucking blame you. I can't blame you motherfuckers, because oh boy. Because once you get into that hole, it's like, oh God, where are we going? Whirlpool. Ah! But we had to go there. And we're kind of going to discuss this shit on this episode. And hopefully through this, I mean, I can obviously better myself moving forward, and maybe you motherfuckers can address your own shit. I don't fucking know. I don't really care if you do or not. Do whatever the fuck you need to do. But here are my big vices: porn, weed, food, social media, and alcohol. From strongest to weakest, without any standard of measurement, nor quantifiable way to actually measure it out and shit. But we try, and really, porn, by far one of the biggest things I have a major addiction issue with. I'm someone who watches this shit on an almost daily basis, and it's very complicated for me. Well, not really complicated so much as just compiled shit because it's just been years of this. But the thing you have to just kind of understand, from my perspective and what I know, and despite that me knowing, I still go about it, is that porn is manufactured reality designed specifically for instant gratification by condensing down and most times exaggerating sex. I mean, dude, if you can last 40 fucking minutes without pumping shit out, congratulations, kiddo. That's awesome. You live your goddamn life. But holy hell, dude, don't fall for the fucking trap. All right, porn isn't really reality. Okay, it's not. It's manufactured reality. It's filming. It's production, right? And so, despite me knowing that, I mean, you still got the aesthetics of porn, right? Naked women, and naked women on all the fucking orifices and body parts that are just flat out showed. And ideally, within any kind of porn scene, the male actor that is also involved is at his physical peak. So it's just like really mental juxtaposition into that person's mindset of like, oh, I'm fucking this person. So it's manufactured reality. It's fucking fantasy. You see what I'm saying? It's like RPG, role playing games. But I know you motherfuckers don't want to hear that shit because it's too complicated. It's too complex. But I'm trying to whittle that shit down for you, right? And here's the thing. Here's the one simple thing about porn and the art of masturbation. Jacking off becomes a psychological and physiological dependency from porn. Motherfuckers and literal motherfuckers goes ahead and just put on hot naked women all the goddamn time. Your brain is going to be stupid wired to want to jack off or get aroused or whatever fucking have you. It's kind of like Pavlov's dog, conditioning you to react a certain way. This is basic psychology, man. And again, I know for a fact for myself personally, following porn actors and actresses doesn't fucking help. But yeah, what can you say? It's a fucking trap. And because I guess, spoilers for the rest of this episode, we're gonna try to, figure our shit out and like just talk about moderation. But really, the key is to not just get sucked into this trap of this whole fucking, porn industry of like, oh, buy into this, do into that. Like that, don't. It's a trap. Okay, just chill out on that shit. It's manufactured reality, and it's some true psychological manipulation at its finest. And my God, I can attest to that because I pay for Pornhub Premium. I'm not gonna fucking hide that shit. Although, I mean, to be fair, I do want to cancel it moving forward in the future because I mean, I have a fair amount of porn already. I don't need more. I really don't, man. And yeah, dude. Again, porn eats at my wallet. I mean, I've been to a porn convention twice, AVN, and it's one of those things where I feel somewhat obligated to support an industry that I actually like, but simultaneously, with those admirable words, I mean, you keep thinking about all the webs and the deep, dark fucking abyss that is actually the porn industry and some of the scumbags that work there. Yeah, it's some hypocritical, paradoxical shit. But this is the duality of man, and I'm not defending that shit. I'm just telling you what it is, right? And I'm not gonna fucking pretend I'm this saint. I'm not gonna fucking tell you I'm the nicest fucking person. I'm not. I'm a human with a lot of fucking problems. And yeah, porn happens to be one of my fucking biggest addictions. And it's damn, man, it fucks you up. It fucks your head up, man. Porn really fucks your head up. I will say that shit right now. And guess what else fucks your head up? Despite me smoking this shit all the time, weed. Yeah, I love smoking weed, man. I do. Aha! I mean, you've seen me fucking smoke this shit all the time. But I know by me putting this in the addiction shit, all you fucking stoners are gonna think, oh, you can't get addicted to fucking weed. Oh, what are you talking about? Dude, what the fuck are you talking about? You gain this dependency to check out of reality. That's called an addiction. You want to do that. You have a physiological and psychological dependency on a substance that helps you alter your emotional and psychological state as is. Dude, that's an addiction. Like, no fucking shit. Jesus Christ. Is that too much quantum physics for you motherfuckers? Huh? It's not. It shouldn't be. Just basic math. Basic brain. But, yeah, dude, I know I'm a fucking heathen and a savage when it comes to weed smoking. I'm not going to lie about that shit. I'm not. I mean, at my worst, just a couple months back, I would smoke to a point of oblivion. Jesus, I can't even spit the fucking words out. But yeah, I would smoke to a point of oblivion and just haze out and eat like a goddamn animal. I mean, it helps me just forget shit or, kind of repress certain things. And yeah, it segues into like just this other gross fucking aspect about one of my vices here, and it's food. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Do you not hear the words and see these fucking jowls just flapping around as I talk? I mean, holy fuck, dude. I'm not 300 pounds anymore, but you can still kind of see the outlines of this gecko titty and a fucking Snorlax belly kind of underneath the camera here. But I'm gross, man. I'm gross. And I know that comes from just decades of undisciplined eating and unsubstantiated amounts of gorging food. And of course, that led into this kind of bulimic mindset for years. And it's this kind of false sense of invincibility where you can eat anything and everything you want and still stay fit. Yeah, motherfuckers like that. Yeah, that's a really dangerous fucking thought process. I'll let you know that right now firsthand. Don't fucking do that. Okay? That's the asterisk we're putting on this episode. Don't fucking binge and purge, kids. Okay? All right. Don't binge and purge. Don't do that shit. It's bad for you. It's really fucking bad for you, man. I've had fucking days within years of just, pizza in the morning, but chicken in the morning, but or after in the afternoon, but also in the morning too. You can still eat that shit in the morning, and then the fucking lunchtime, it's like, I'm just gonna have a bunch of fucking chips and goddamn ice cream, but and then sushi in the evening, but it's a fucking toxic cycle that just fucked me up, and I know health wise it's gonna fuck me up moving forward. So I'm gonna pay the price for that shit. I'm gonna pay the price for my stupidity. I know that. And I know that can apply to almost everything and anything as well. That includes the next addiction, social media. My God. Obviously, this whole podcast shit operates under social media, SoundCloud, YouTube, all this other fucking shit. But I also have to recognize that, social media is a platform to voice out my ideas and opinions. But social media outlets don't really, let you out, in and out that fucking quick. They just don't. They just kind of reel you fucking in, and you get entranced in this fake reality and pointless, redundant debates that just keeps springing out of nowhere. You click on fucking fake articles, you get all fucking reactionary. They poke your shit and your balls, and you're like, oh my god, I gotta react to something. And yeah, I'm a fucking sucker for falling in for like literal hours of just repeating another toxic cycle of opening, closing, reopening, opening, and closing and reopening the same fucking social media app. All for what? All for what, for fuck's sake? All for fucking what? Like, oh, this false sense of people following me. Oh, this false sense of, oh, people recognizing my shit. Like, oh, okay. You get addicted to that shit. You get addicted to admiration and praises. Like, yeah, positivity and, what the fuck is it? Positive reinforcement is decent enough, but when you get it in excess, like the way you do in social media, the instant gratification factor going like hyping that shit up by like 100, yeah, it's gonna fuck with your head. Okay, and obviously, what also fucks with your head? Alcohol. Holy fuck. Yeah, something that I have had problems for a good number of years too. Still kind of do. Still kind of do. I'm not gonna lie about that. Still kind of do. I mean, we talked about this goddamn hangover process just a couple of days ago. Of course, I still got a fucking problem with drinking and shit. But damn, it tastes good. And it helps me open up in public settings, like the bar, where you should kind of socialize. I've also been the fucking depressed ass drunk. Like, you just go to a fucking bar, you sit there for fucking hours, and you don't talk to anybody, and maybe get the odd interlude from the fucking bartender. But yeah, yeah, I'm one of those fucking drinkers, man. I am. And you know, you might be wondering to yourself, like, oh my god, this guy, such a insufferable demeanor, boisterous attitude. Like, why isn't he more, out there and like extrovert? And like, yeah, like I'm just not. I'm an introvert. I just don't really like going out. I don't really like talking to people all that much, and I generally like to keep to myself. Despite having the podcast, and on social media, I'm very honest with my shit. Like, no, you're not really gonna understand my true thoughts, my true mentality behind something, because that's gonna acquire too much energy and my time to do that. But yeah, no, I'm generally just an introvert. I don't really fuck with the public shit. I don't. And alcohol, in my mind, has always been the gateway to being more amiable and sociable and more approachable and, dare I say, more attractive in a sense. And it's a stupid fucking thought process. It really is. And I would imagine this was the thought process, but I mean, at the worst of my drinking days. But I mean, I still know that I use alcohol as a crutch at times. I know that. I mean, it's not a fucking secret to anybody, kids. When you go out to a fucking bar and drink and try to impress people, no fucking shit. You're using that as a fucking false antidote for your social lows. Whoa. Am I fucking talking crazy? Apparently I am, because I am knocking my fucking headphone shit all around. But yeah, I'm willing to admit this shit, man. I'm addicted to these motherfucking things. Porn, weed, food, social media, alcohol. I know myself well enough to know that and admit that. And here's the thing that I have to say. Most of these vices that we get addicted to are unsteady psychological crutches and trivial emotional remedies for larger inward issues at hand that we as humans naturally fear to face. And I know with all the vices I am addicted to, there's a reason for why I'm addicted and how I can actually remedy that shit. And yeah, that motherfucker, this is a real honest ass episode. And I told you motherfuckers back in June, this is gonna be some brutal shit from now on, but I wouldn't have it any other way. So yeah, with porn, I watch porn because I find myself sexually undesirable and see in porn an outlet to relieve my sexual frustration. And there is thought and comfort of no one watching me as I enjoy what porn has to offer and what porn I fucking watch. Because, it's beautiful women who get naked and do all kinds of weird shit. That's free entertainment. I mean, technically free entertainment. If unlike me, you're paying for that shit. But, that's for specificity. But having that shit overtake your life to the point of not being able to go one day without porn, without fapping, it's truly horrifying. It is. So, in the wake of that savagery and that undisciplined, country, what do we do? Well, go a few days without porn, find other hobbies, or learn to watch porn without jacking off. I mean, if you can go a few days without porn, then find one day you need to just relieve yourself. Do it. I mean, I honestly, that is, in my eyes, the healthiest way to go about feeding your porn addiction in that sense. I mean, kind of satiating your desire for that vice. And some of the things that I know that helps, remedy my shit or calm me down is like when I'm overthinking, if I'm really stressed out or suffering from insomnia, like I can't sleep for a couple of days, like, yeah, then porn can definitely fucking help out. I like, again, provided that you're not watching porn within these few days that, you start accumulating this shit like overthinking, stress, and insomnia. But also learning to watch porn as an art form and a study guide is a very healthy thing in my opinion too. For me, I can appreciate porn as an art form because it is. I mean, it's a fucking production and has a lot of logistics to how things are actually made and filmed and produced. So, yeah, very, very interesting stuff as always with porn. All the minute and subtle shit that you actually start learning about when you read articles and read personal details from porn stars. It's some wild shit. But yeah, learning to fuck is not embarrassing. I don't think it is. Like, everyone can learn more shit and get better at it, right? Wow, crazy concept. But yeah, I mean, you can't completely shun porn. It's a fucking medium where it exposes, the most intimate action and the most intimate interpersonal action between two people that care for each other. Let's put a huge asterisk on that. But okay, you know what the fuck I'm saying. But in that sense, because it is such a intimate process exposed, like there's certain things that is certainly publicly taboo, but you can in the privacy of your own home, in your own fucking area, you can start studying that shit. You can start analyzing. You can start fucking dissecting, like, oh, maybe if we move like that, like maybe fucking boop, 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 twist the hips around, put the finger there, put the goddamn hand on the boop. It can help you out. That's all I'm fucking saying. It's like a fucking study guide. It's like Spark Notes. Remember back in like high school and like middle school and shit when you didn't want to read the goddamn book? Yeah, it's Spark Notes. You read that shit, you're like, oh, yeah, I read Hamlet, motherfucker. I read Hamlet. Oh, you did? Yeah. Bop, 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 bop. Facts. Fuck you. Same thing with fucking porn. It's like, dude, I don't really know how to fuck. And then all of a sudden you watch this shit and you just bop, 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 bop. Yeah. How'd you learn how to do that? I watch porn. Crazy, right? It's crazy. What's also crazy is, my whole thing with weed, right? I smoke weed to dull out reality. But doing that shit all the time can remove you from living in reality, which is just a lazy and selfish thing to do, especially to people that, care for you and expect the best for you. And I've had to personally deal with that. I know that shit. I'm not a fucking idiot, right? So what to do? Cut down on smoking to a reasonable level, right? I mean, this is the whole theme that you're going to catch on to real quick is that it's all about moderation. It really is. And trust me, kids, for a couple months back, I was smoking at an unreasonable and excessive amount, and now I'm trying to smoke a little less. I mean, despite the fact that, yes, I do smoke very frequently, I try to ration that shit out, um, just for my own well-being. What would have taken me 3 days to smoke let's just say a couple months ago, what would have taken me 3 days to smoke, I now try to spread that shit out to like 10 or 12 days, maybe even like 2 weeks if we can. But yeah, I'm a demon of fucking excess, man. You fuckers have no goddamn idea. Although, yeah, I gave you a bit of a fucking clue when we talked about food. I mean, man, I gorge on food because I am a greedy glutton who finds immense joy in feeling full to the point of pain. And yeah, this led way into, that bulimic mindset, that mindset of, oh, if I just eat whatever and, throw up as much or if not more shit, I'm gonna be okay. And best case scenario, I'm gonna lose more weight because of it. But doing that shit on a regular made me balloon the fuck up and also create that insane logic game, which you don't want to do. Kids, I could personally tell you that don't fucking do that. It's really dangerous. It's not good for you, and it fucks you up mentally. Like gorging on like an unbelievable amount of food, and then going out of your way to just barf all that shit up. It does something to your psyche, and it doesn't help when you're a fat dude and you keep looking at the mirror and you just kind of I don't know, keep perpetuating this like self-hatred to a point of like it become a detriment to your health. So what can you do? What do you do? Well, eat in spread out portions. I mean, figure out a diet that works for you and watch the food that you're putting into the body. I've tried different types of diets all around, dude. I mean, I've tried keto for a couple months, which was a fucking disaster. Um, Obviously, the fucking vegan shit I've tried for like a week or so, that was, oh my God, it was fucking hard as shit too. But I've tried a lot of things. But I know the key thing is really watching what the fuck you put into your body. Obviously, dude, cheat meals once a week, it's not a bad thing. It's good. So you don't go fucking crazy. So do that shit. Cheat meals are fine, right? But at the same time, watch your intake. Certain foods you should try to fucking avoid eating on a fucking regular, right? Like fast food shit, right? And also being very sensitive to how much fucking salt and sugar you're putting into your body. Because holy fuck, dude. Salt and sugar are the two key things that like have put the fear of whatever fucking deity in me. Even though all deities are generally fucking lies, but man, I mean, when my dad died of just poor health, well, I'm gonna be honest about that shit. Poor health. I mean, it really put this new sense of fear in me that, oh my God, I really gotta watch what I eat. And it's not until recently that this kind of bulimia mindset has been extinguished from my head. But yeah, man, like you really got to watch out what the fuck you're eating. Like you gotta be careful with like what you're putting into your fucking body. And yeah, I mean, it affects you totally, right? Not just physically, but like it fucks with your head. And obviously one of the big addictions that fucks with my head is social media. I go on social media to feel connected to people I have no relations to whatsoever, and gain any sort of like popularity or whatever bullshit from people I do not know at all. But living in that false sense of admiration is only going to get you ruined. I mean, it really is, and it's gonna remove like any kind of fucking backbone or balls for you facing real criticism. So what do? Well, don't log into social media accounts every goddamn minute on the fucking hour. and put your goddamn phone down and read a fucking book or something. Go outside. Like, holy shit, motherfuckers. Like, you don't need to tweet about that shit. Just go outside. Have fun. Live your life. Right? Because social media isn't real life. It's just internet bullshit. You don't need to get sucked into that. I mean, mindless entertainment once in a while, good. You need that sometimes, but not all the time. It's going to fuck with your head. It really is. And obviously alcohol, dude. I drink alcohol to fit in. Straight up. That's it. But you're only developing a false persona you're going to have to depend on for those situations each and every time. And that's going to fuck you up. So what do? Drink, but don't do it to the point you have to go out of your way to impress someone or a group of people. And I mean that in excess. I mean, yeah, go out with your friends. Go fucking, I don't know, get shit-faced at a fucking bar. But like, don't kill yourself. I mean, understand your limit, right? Like, drink what you can and do it in moderation. I mean, it's balance, not suppression, nor overindulge. Jesus fucking Christ, I can't say the goddamn word. It's balance, not suppression, nor overindulgence that needs to be practiced. I mean, with my vices, man, porn, weed, food, social media, alcohol, I know the answer isn't completely going zero on them, but understanding myself and controlling that shit with moderation, really those things being the fucking key to actually enjoying these vices. Because yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, man, addiction should be satiated, but not to this like destructive point, right? And so I'll give you a perfect example because there's myriads of these examples, especially because, American health clinics and all these fucking research facilities are so obsessed with addiction to alcohol and other substances more than, porn, really sometimes gambling, social media, and any of this shit. Or like shit games like Candy Crush, those microtransaction games. But yeah, there's more there's more examples about alcohol. So let's take the alcohol example, okay? AA, okay, Alcoholics Anonymous sounds like a fucking cult. It straight up just sounds like a fucking cult. But obviously, going crazy on your drinking and like ignoring AA is also a stupid fucking thing to do, right? So you have to understand your tolerance. You have to understand who you are as a person to really set yourself up for like that, level of self-discipline and accountability to make sure you don't cross that line. And if you need help, ask for fucking help, man. Shit, it's not that fucking hard. And I know there are truly lonely people out there, but guys, I mean, there is help out there. There is. You can make help. You can be your own help. I mean, it's a very general thing to say, but yeah, man, I mean, you could definitely build yourself up like a mental fucking wall to keep yourself going. And understand that, hey, man, I understand my tolerance. I drink to a level of decent satisfaction and understand that there's always going to be a next time. That has to be a key. That has to be one of those things that you have to understand that, from a certain level of detachment, that not all moments are special. I mean, every moment is fleeting and you can't dwell on the past forever. You gotta move on, make new shit. It's the same thing with drinking, man. You can't just fucking, just cling on to this fucking drinking shit and just keep drinking forever. No, like, enjoy it in moderation. Understand your tolerance. Cut off if you need to and move on. Because there's always going to be a next time. And there's always going to be another opportunity. Really is about moderation and discipline, man. Really is. And ultimately, kids, let's wrap it up. Ultimately, balance out your shit with moderation. Otherwise, you'll be left to ruin. And to quote a South Park episode, Minasan, your racket discipline, true discipline, come from within. Think about that shit, kids. All right? Think about that shit. Because on the next episode of the Sky Lounge, we're not really going to think all that much. We're going to talk some sports ball. Yeah, bring it on down to some sports ball goodies. So, all right. All right. All right, motherfuckers, I appreciate you dropping by this episode. Follow me at The Sky Lounge on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Music. And also check out The Sky Lounge on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And until next time, kids, fuck off.